Alright YouTube, I just thought I'd put this video together of games for the Game Boy that I've been collecting over the years. As you can probably see already, they're multi-cart games. I first got one of these over in Tenerife in the Canary Islands. I think it was about 1994-ish. Didn't know they existed till I went over there, because obviously I didn't have the internet then, so I didn't even know you could buy these things. Bought one and fell in love with them, and ever since then I've just been collecting them. So that's the full collection I've got so far. Like I say, we're getting on for 20 years worth of collecting now, which probably isn't really a lot of boxes for 20 years, but as you know, they're not the easiest things to come by. They're all the box ones I've got there. I'll go through them in a bit more detail in a second. They're the cartridges that I've got. Again, I've been collecting these sort of as and when I see them, but I do normally go for the boxed ones. Some DS stuff there as well that I'll go into, and there's a few bits in the boxes down there. So just going on to the games themselves. If you've played these before, you'll know they're just games that you obviously stick in the Game Boy, switch it on. A menu normally comes up, and you can select your game. So there's nothing really out of the ordinary on there. They are just normal games 99% of the time, with the exception of a couple of them. Pick your game, press start, and off you go. So I'll just go through them. Hopefully you can see them. It's filmed on my camera phone, so it's not the best quality, unfortunately. So this one here, what's that, 26 in 1. Most of these, they say colour, but they will work, you know, on sort of any Game Boy, really. So you've got that one there. It's got Pokemon on it. That Mario 4 hack, which I've got a box copy of that somewhere that I'll show you. You got that one there. That's 12 in 1. More of the same, really. 21 in 1. You can see obviously what's on the games just by looking at the front a lot of the time. 28 in 1. 101 in 1. That was one of the first that I actually bought. Not this exact copy of it, but the same one abroad, which unfortunately got stolen. This one popped up on eBay, and I thought I've got to have it because it was one of the first I actually played. Could be the original one that I had, but I sincerely doubt it. It says it's got Street Fighter on it, but it's not Street Fighter, I think. If you have a look on the back of that, Outburst is what the game actually is, not Street Fighter 2. Quite a few good games on that one though. That's probably one of the ones I play the most of, to be honest, because quite a lot of these have just got a load of crap on them. 210 in 1, 12 in 1, another 12 in 1 up there as well. Game Boy Advance boxed one there, 102 in 1, which I think has a load of NES games on it, if I'm not mistaken. Another Advance one there, which doesn't have 87 games in one on. As you're aware, if you've played these as well, they don't have the amount of games that they say they do on. A lot of the time, they just repeat the game, and there'll be sort of 10 or 12 different titles of the game, and you'll play it, and it'll just be the same as the original. Sports one there, 166 in 1. That one there, 66 in 1. 142 in 1 for the SP, 10 in 1 for the original Game Boy. So you get the idea as to what's on them. I'll just scour the camera across, and hopefully you can see it if it's not too blurry. That one there, the 2 in 1, I picked that up in Fortaventura a couple of years back. You do see this on eBay quite often for sort of £20–30, even for just a loose cartridge, and I paid €1 or €2 for that. So gives you an idea as to how much eBay can rip you off at times. Well, not eBay, but the people selling them, and they are just forgeries as well at the end of the day. So they're pretty much worthless, a lot of them. The Pokemon cartridges, they look official, but they're not. If you read the back of them, there's a lot of spelling errors on there, and the cartridges aren't official either. They don't have Nintendo stamped on them. So if you do buy any of the original Pokemon stuff and you do want the official ones, just be careful and maybe ask to see some more detailed pictures of the cartridge in the manual. They do come with the manual, which does seem to be sort of fairly accurate to the original one, but like I say, they're not official ones. You can see there's a sticker being put over it. I don't know what's underneath there. I presume it just says Game Boy, but they've stuck a colour one over the top of it. Another interesting one is the one there, the orange one, which says 14 in 1. That's got some sort of organiser software on it, and that does come with a manual, which doesn't have very good English, or English, I should say, in there. It's got a few games on it as well, if I have a quick look. Let me just turn that over, hopefully you can see. Tetris, Dr. Mario, Mario Land, Castlevania, Mario Egg, which could be the Yoshi's Cookie game, or well, it could just be a hack of Mario Land. Mickey Mouse and Batman's on there as well. As you can see, there's loads of different pictures of different games there, and obviously they're not on the cartridge either. So hopefully you can see a few of them. But quite an interesting one. I've not seen that one since. That was also picked up in Forteventura as well. I bought an absolute ruck of them over there. For, I think all in all, it come to about €70. So they worked out at sort of £3 or £4 each, I think, by the time you tot it all up, which isn't too bad really. Another advanced game there that I bought in Tenerife, I think, a few years back. More of the same. Harry Potter, 21 in 1. They all have the game lists on the back as well. It's another forgery of some sort of Pokemon game there, Pocket Monsters. That's complete with bad spelling on the back. There's another Pokemon one. As you can see, that's a fake as well. The logo on the side isn't real, and the cartridge is counterfeit as well. Another Pokemon one. I'm not actually a big fan of Pokemon. I never play them. I just picked these up when I bought the contents of the second-hand shop I was in on holiday. Quite a few duplicates of these in there as well, so I did sell quite a few of them off on eBay, and some forums as well, just to get rid of them really. So you can sort of get an idea as to what's in here. 10 in 1. Another SP one there, 105 in 1. That one there, the 101 in 1, and my sister picked that up for me in Saudi Arabia quite a few years back when she was doing some work over there. Still got that one. Doesn't have Sonic on, it's got Zool, in case you're wondering. There's Pinocchio and the Smurfs on it as well, and obviously there's no Nintendo stamp on them, as with all the others, so you can tell straight off that they're forgeries. That one's got the word best on it instead of the Nintendo stamp, which is quite amusing. That one there, Tenerife again, probably sort of early to mid 90s. One of my dad's customers bought that back for me at my request. Still got it, still works, and I think that one does have all unique games on it, which is quite a rarity. So hopefully you can see that if I try and zoom it in a bit. There we go. And obviously, as is the case with these, not all the games on the front are actually on the cartridge. It says it's got Olympic Gold on it, NBA Jam, and obviously they're not on it. So the actual games list are on the back, and they're fairly accurate normally. Another 6 in 1 there. Another one from Tenerife there. 84 in 1. I'd say the majority of these were picked up from the Canary Islands when I've been back into there over the years. Probably been to Tenerife 6 or 7 times, and any of the others were either just purchased off eBay or the internet. or I've got people to bring them back for me when they've been abroad. But I'd say a good sort of 80% of them are ones that I've picked up myself when I'm overseas. That one there is a 4-in-1 from Seichin, I think you pronounce it, which are the unlicensed games. Box copy there, which I thought was quite unique. You don't see them all the time. The games are crap on it, but quite an interesting find nonetheless. Another advanced one, which I think comes on a colour cartridge, that one there, which is 48-in-1, 53-in-1 there, 35-in-1, Super Hits 2000, which is 32-in-1, I think. Another Pokemon rip-off, as you can see, and there's a 12-in-1 there as well. This one here, Pokemon Jade. Again, I've got no idea what these are like because I don't play them. I just sort of bought them for novelty value. Have a quick look in that one. I think it's just a cartridge, if I remember. Oops. Yeah, and as you can see, it's another forgery. There's no Nintendo stamp on the cartridge, just a wonky sticker and the game right in there instead of the official stamp. Set that back on there. One other interesting one that I forgot to mention is the Super Mario 4 one there. Some of you might have seen the Super Mario 4 hack that you can get on the Game Boy that's quite common on these multicarts. It's a hack of Crayon Shin, or Shin Crayon, I think. But I've never actually come across a box copy of it on its own before. As you can see, the box is in a bit worse aware state, but it does the job. It's very sort of cheaply put together. Could do with gluing really, but that's how it arrived when it came. Got this from Spain. Got it sent over, and it is, like I say, just a hack of the other game, so you may be familiar with that one. And the cartridge for it, I'll just take it out of the case if I can get it open. There we go. Put that on there. Very cheaply made, as you can see. Again, there's no Nintendo stamp on it, and it's just sort of glued on. It just feels like paper, really. But quite an interesting find nonetheless. Moving on to the cartridges now. Like I say, I'm not really a big fan of just loose cartridges. I like the boxed ones because that's obviously what I've been collecting. A few different ones here, more multi-carts, a few single games as well. What's that one there? 55-in-1. What's that one there? Like I say, all the games are fake. Terminator 2, Duke Nukem as well. I picked that one up in Game Station, the local game station. Couple of quid for that one. And I also picked up the Flintstones as well that came with it. And I think sort of 3 or 4 quid for the both of them. The guy behind the counter did know it wasn't real. And as such, he didn't charge me as much for them, which is a bonus. Adam's Family there. Again, sort of poor quality cut out on the label. So hopefully you can see them. That black one there, I think they're sort of homebrew games on it. So there's a football game and a basketball game. I've got no idea who made them. I've only played it once or twice. They're obviously not the best quality, but again, quite an interesting find. Super Mario 3 there, that's another counterfeit one with the stretched label art. It's a 61-in-1 for the Game Boy Advance and Mario Kart as well. The second one down there is actually Nintendo World Cup, which I think's the Japanese version of it. And there's Prince of Persia up there. I haven't played these for quite a while, guys, really, so I'm not overly familiar with what's on some of them. I just sort of collect them and shove them in the drawer, really. But a few of them, especially the 101-in-1 there, that's got some quite good games on it. But some of these are just rubbish, as you can imagine. Some of you might have seen these as well. You don't see these sort of overly often. The very large cartridges. It's not two glued together. That is one cartridge with a button on the top. And to cycle through the games, you just push the button whilst the machine's on, and it resets the machine and goes to the next game. That's 12 in one. You can see that one there, and that does fit in the Game Boy, even though it does stick out quite a bit, but still quite a good novelty item. And the games, obviously there are 12 games on that one, hence the larger cartridge size. Getting towards the end now. DS games there. There's 4 boxed ones, a couple of loose packs, and a couple of loose cartridges as well, I think. 102 in one. If any of you have played these before or planning on getting any of these, I wouldn't bother. Half the games don't work on them, and the save states in the games are a bit hit and miss as well. Rucker games on there, as you can see. You'll find as well with these, if you do find these, especially the ones in these sort of clear cases, when I took the cartridge apart, it was just a similar one to one of these, an R4 card with a little SD card in the back that had the games and the software on. So just bear that in mind. One good thing with them though, if you do buy these and some of the games don't work, you can obviously get your own games off the internet. Not that I condone doing that, but you can dump your own games and software onto the cartridge for them, because they are just like an R4 backup card. So there's another loose one there, 88 in one. Another one there picked up. These are from Tenerife again, or Lanzarote, I think, one or the other. So that's them. That box there, just a few sort of odds and ends. They're actually taking those two out. They're the official game zone for the system, which, as you can see, isn't much. You've got the usual gumph in there. There's Tetris, Wario Land, tennis, and a few other bits and bobs. A boxed copy of Basketball 2. I saw that on eBay, and it had been on there for years and years. So I put a bid in for a couple of £3, I think it was, and he sold it me. So I thought I might as well snap that up, because it was annoying me every time I went on there. That one there, you've got GB Action magazines. Some of you may remember these. There's loads and loads of them. They're all in order, and I get to issue 21. So you've got issues 1 to 21 there, and then there's another one underneath. I think that's 26. So 21 onwards I haven't got, obviously, a complete set. And there's just a pull out from the magazine, well, one of the magazines there as well. It's just an official guide to some of the new games that were coming out at the time. I've got these off eBay. I do remember these when they were out. I did have the one with the Bart Simpson cover on it, the Christmas one, which is in there somewhere. Obviously long since gone, but this collection of them come up on eBay a while back, and from what I can remember, they weren't that dear really. Probably sort of about £10–15 for the lot. As you can see, there's quite a few in there. They're all in order as well, and it makes it quite interesting reading if you're into this sort of thing, I suppose. So like I say, there's quite a few in there. That's the one I used to have back in the day. Again, not the original magazine. Like I say, that will be long gone, but I do remember having this issue, which was Christmas '93. So as you can see, they're all in there. And last but not least, it's just a box there with my actual Game Boy consoles in. Just quickly show you these. You've got a Nintendo carry pouch there that come with one of the machines. Got the DS there as well, that I picked up in Lanzarote. Just an empty Game Boy box there with an instruction manual in. Got a yellow Game Boy, which actually came with that one there, I think. Again, all working, all okay. It's a DS1 supercard for the DS. That should go up there. Again, that's just a backup unit that you can use to put your own software on, should you want to. Old DS there, works fine. That's the actual DS in that box. Again, you probably know how these work. Slightly older model now, and I've got a 3DS somewhere, but don't ask me where it is. That's my original Game Boy Color, complete with missing battery port on the back. Does still work. The screen's a bit scratched, as you'd expect over the years, but it does work fine. So if I pick up a battery cover for that, it should be spot on. Game Boy Advance. One of my friends gave me that. He didn't want it, so he gave it to me. That works okay. My dad's... Oh no, that's my DS. My dad's got a DS as well, which I presume is that one there. GB transferer. This is used to put old Game Boy games onto the blank cartridge via I think that's some sort of serial port connection. Don't ask me how to get that working with XP. I did have it going at one point on a very old computer I had, but trying to get it working with the newer Windows is quite tricky. And all you do with that is just download a Game Boy ROM. I think it's only compatible with the original Game Boys, and I think that's a 32 meg smart card with a battery backup in there. And all you do is just pop it in and use the software on the computer to put the game onto the cartridge. Pop it in your Game Boy and off you go. It brings up a menu system, so you'd pick your game from the menu and then it'll just start playing. And this one here is just a sprayed Game Boy that I found on the internet on an online shop. Nice little paint job on it. Works fine, and the cool thing with this one as well is it's got a backlit screen on it, as you can probably see from there, and it does have the sound mod as well done to it, so that's pretty cool. Just to show you one of these games in action, if we pick up that one there, pop it in the back. Distorted graphics, so we'll give it a quick blow. There we go, that's better. And as you can see, that's the first page of the games there. That's on the 55-in-1 on the top there. You simply pick your game using the up and down arrows, and you can keep cycling through the screens. If you press the select button, that will jump to the next screen. And then once you've found one you want, you just simply highlight it and press the start button, and it will load your game up for you. Also with this Game Boy as well, there's brightness control on the side, which is quite handy with the backlit screen. Obviously lets you play it in the dark, and the volume is pretty good on it as well. I've not sort of fiddled too much with it. I just stick a game in and play it through the gaming chair normally to get the better sound through a 3.5mm double-ended cable, and then you can have the music coming out the speakers behind you, which is pretty cool, I guess. And that's it really. Hopefully some of you might have found it a bit interesting. It's a bit of a bizarre collection, I know. I do see the odd multi-cart on YouTube pop up, but as far as I know, I've not seen anyone with a collection as sad or as big as this one. So that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it and found it quite interesting. Any comments or questions, etc., as always, just stick them in the comment box at the bottom. And thank you very much for watching.